You know, folks, ever since WWE, Ukes, and even before 2K, THQ, and then later on 2K, introduced the whole community creations deal um, into the, you know, into the games to basically where you can create yourself in the game. Ever since that was introduced, and I think that was introduced way back when when you know video game publishers like EA, Acclaim, THQ, and now 2K would allow you to do that in wrestling games. They would allow you to do that in the UFC games, the sporting games like NBA's, Lives, and Maddens, and MLB, the shows. You know, everybody liked that. Everybody did. Everybody enjoyed the fact. Everybody enjoyed the fact that they put themselves in the game. And nowadays, you got video game publishers like 2K that are allowing you to actually put your own face, yourself, your logos, in the game so that you can make it as realistic as you can. And I love that. I really do. And when 2K introduced exclusively for the PS4, which I'm proud to say I do have, and the Xbox One, that you were going to be able to do this with the WWE game and maybe even future games as well. You can also do it, I think, with NBA 2K as well. And like I said, you'll be able to do this with the WWE games and maybe even this, Major League Baseball 2K game coming up. When we heard we could do this, we jumped at it. We loved it. Because now we could create the characters that we've been creating for years, doing the damnedest that we could to make them as authentic looking as we could, not only to ourselves, but to the characters we like characters like a Gem from Gem and the Holograms, an Optimus Prime from Transformers, a Sonic Hedgehog, a Spider-Man, a Cyclops, a Batman, a Superman, you name it. Just knowing that we had that opportunity was unbelievable. Was unbelievable. It was mind-boggling to know we have that opportunity. We had to do that, and now we have the opportunity to make them as realistic, more realistic than we ever could, because we can add our own image. We can add our own logos. But with every positive, there's a negative. Now, recently, reports have been coming out online that for anybody that uses the image capture for WWE 2K15, for anybody that uses that to import the facial features, whether it's a picture or not, of one Chris Benoit, those individuals that do that will be banned from the community creations. Doesn't matter if you're on the PS4 or the Xbox One, you will be banned. You'll be banned by WWE and mostly 2K. Now you might ask yourself, well, why is that? Why would 2K have any reasoning to want to do that? Well, you got to look at it like I just mentioned. 2K is associated with a lot of other, partnerships. They have other partnerships with other sporting leagues and companies. They have partnerships with Major League Baseball. They have partnerships with the NBA. They have partnerships with some MMA promotions and stuff like maybe FIFA and MLS. They have these promotional deals, and these are family-friendly oriented games that they're bringing out. So you think, in a sense, that 2K Sports wants to have anything to do with one of their 2K Sports titles, allowing people to create and upload onto their community creations the image and likeness of someone that murdered his family and himself 7.5 years ago? Oh, heck no. Especially when this guy was a part of the biggest wrestling sports entertainment company in the world. And was an integral part at that. Do you think they want any kind of association with that? No, they don't. They don't. I mean, they'll accept you creating the Marvel characters, DC characters, yourself, you know, Super Bowl, NFL players, Major League Baseball players. They'll accept all that. But if you try to create Benoit, it's not going to be acceptable. Because, yeah, some people, like diehard wrestling fans, may argue that, yeah, it was tragic. We all agree it was tragic. It was horrifying what he did. It tainted at that time, which was a spectacular, legendary career, Hall of Fame worthy career. It tainted it. It put an X on his face and basically wiped him out of existence to the point that WWE, every time a Nitro or a WCW pay-per-view with him on it comes on, they have to basically acknowledge that the people involved, that everybody, because of this, from the Ric Flairs to the Stings to the Jerichos, whatever, everybody is a fictional character. They don't really exist, even though pretty much everybody knows they do. So it's because of stuff like that that 2K doesn't want to risk this. They don't want to have to deal with the fact that they're allowing people to create a murderous scumbag in their eyes as a playable characters. They don't. Now you might say, well, would they do that if someone from the NBA or Major League Baseball did it? Probably, because you could say it's banishment from community creations by 2K and WWE, but it's not. It's mostly 2K. WWE's already found a way to kind of work around it because they know they can't really avoid him being on any of the programmings in the libraries that they have, so they basically got to work around it. Here, 2K's like, look, we're not going to allow you to create the actual likeness of this guy and put it in the game anymore. They've had to deal with it last year when they had WWE 2K14. They had to deal with it the year before when they acquired 13 doing its already released sailing or purchasing. I mean, 13 was already on the shelves, and they had to purchase the rights to that and re-release it as 2K13 just so they can say they now own the rights, and they had to deal with it there. But now that they have given everybody this motion capture ability to take your face, your likeness, and put it in the game, they're not going to let, there's going to be limitations, and one major limitation is not putting someone that killed his family and himself in the game, even if it's been 7.5 years later. And some fans might say, well, don't let that one night overshadow 20 plus years of athleticism, of great wrestling. And I understand that, I do, but you got to look at it from the 2K side of things. Like I said, they're associated with other people, other companies, other sporting leagues. They can't, and because of that association, they don't want us uploading someone like Benoit into the games. I mean, I'm sure even if you tried to put Wild Pegasus or Pegasus Kid in there, it'd be the same thing. You'd get the same result: banishment. So from one side of the spectrum, I can understand that fans are not happy with it because it's overshadowing, because they're letting this one night, 7.5 years later, overshadow what was a great 20-plus year wrestling career. I understand that. I get that. But again, on the other side of 2K and WWE, mostly 2K, you got to look at it from their perspective because of what they're doing, who they're associated with besides WWE. And you got to look at it also from WWE's point of view, because they basically now have to say every person that's been in the wrestling ring from the past to the present is a fictional character. They don't really exist, even though that's really who they are. I'm just saying. So you got to look at it from both sides of the fence. But my take on it, it's their decision. They want to do it, that's fine. It's probably what's best. I understand that, and I can respect that. I can also respect that maybe some fans are not going to be happy about it because it's overshadowing 20 plus years of great wrestling, and basically it's denying, the freedom of speech. I get that. I do. But you have to look at it from both sides of the fence, and especially from 2K's point of view. So, I know it's still going to be up for debate, but I thought I'd throw my 2 cents in there. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'll talk to y'all later.